this is my review of Solar Opposites. Okay, so in this episode, Terry and Korvo kind of have a bit of a disagreement over the idea of responsibility. And meanwhile, Yumyulack and Jesse have to attend school every day to actually maintain their grade point average because they have been late a couple of times. So it starts off with Yumyulack and Jesse in the principal's office, and the principal tells them that in addition to misbehaving, they also miss school a whole bunch. Yumyulack is a little crazy high. He's of all the days he's been there, he's been on time once, and Jesse's been on time 3 times. So yeah, it's kind of an exaggeration, but you get the point. And they tell them that they have to not be late anymore, or they'll be expelled. So they decide the next day that they're gonna come in. So in any case, they go to complain to Terry and Korvo, who are having their own problems. So Korvo's trying to get Terry to help him repair the ship, but Terry is a little lazy, to put it best. He's lazy and he doesn't want to, and he doesn't really want to take responsibility for anything, much to Korvo's annoyance. However, the replicants show up to complain about how they now have to go into school every single day on time now, apparently because they haven't been doing that. So. And Korvo points out that they need to be taught responsibility, and they actually do need to go in since it is their responsibility as students. And in the process, finds out that Terry actually likes school. He finds out that due to Terry's love of pop culture references and movies and all that, Terry has a very positive opinion of school and what it's like. So Korvo decides to use that opportunity to teach him a lesson, and decides to sign himself and Terry up for a community college, which works about as well as you expected. So in any case, Terry and Korvo start attending school at community college every day, while Jesse and Yumyulack start attending school regularly on time every day. And this is where the plots actually diverge, more or less. So Jesse and Yumyulack, they show up to school, but don't realize they're on summer vacation. There's a couple of signs posted around the school that say that they're on summer vacation, but it isn't fully explained until much, much later. But Jesse and Yumyulack are confused. They have no idea what's going on and why nobody's there. So while they're initially just keen on staying out of each other's way, they eventually do decide to actually help each other by becoming each other's teachers so that they don't fall behind. And sure enough, it works. They start learning. They actually start learning once they start realizing how relatable they can actually make the subjects. And eventually they do it. They actually come in every single day. They do everything, and because they think it's an entire test this whole time, not realizing they were on summer vacation. Reveal that they've been there the whole time to nobody. So they decide instead, since they were basically there for no real reason, they decide to trash the school. But eventually they walk in on the principal and his assistant having sex, and the principal, realizing that he needs to make this go away, actually gives them straight A's as reward for them coming in every single day by themselves. Although he's not too happy about it. So in any case, Jesse and Yumyulack wind up going to school and aren't better off, but they do become closer as a result. They aren't much better off though, because they basically just spent their entire summer vacation in school doing nothing. So it's kind of funny. But in any case, yeah. Meanwhile, Terry and Korvo are faring much better. So Terry and Korvo are attending school for completely different reasons. Korvo's attending community college, so he has the knowledge needed to actually, not only function in human society, but also use that knowledge to potentially repair the ship. Meanwhile, Terry's just having a blast. He's just partying all the time and isn't really taking any responsibility, much to Korvo's annoyance. However, their little plot thread comes to a head when it's revealed that they're actually studying for finals, and Terry has learned nothing. And meanwhile Korvo is trying to study, and Terry isn't really taking any responsibility. So But throughout all of this, Terry has finally gotten sick of the whole Korvo badgering him for not being smart type deal. So Terry eventually realizes that the best way to actually see who's right and the best way to actually hit Korvo off his back is to use a special dumb ray that they have, which is a counterpart to a smart ray that they broke earlier in the episode, that makes people dumber. So Terry chases Korvo through the house with it and tries to make him dumb. Eventually Korvo slips on the pupa and hits his head, which enables Terry to actually zap him, and when Korvo wakes up, he's dumb. Very dumb. So basically he brought Korvo all the way down to his level, so now Korvo and Terry are on the same page. And sure enough, it works. Now Korvo is a lot more fun-loving and a lot more dumb, so it helps him and Terry hit it off. Until they decide to throw a party in the ship, which inevitably causes part of the ship, the Lavatic Reactor, as it's named the episode after, to break, causing the entire town to flood with ice lava from the Lavatic Reactor. So Terry, realizing Korvo isn't going to be much help with him being dumb, decides instead to take matters into his own hands and try to figure out how to fix the smart ray so he can fix Korvo. However, in the process, he actually finds out how to fix the Lavatic Reactor and does exactly that, which returns everybody to normal, except now they're all ashes and Terry has to reconstitute their ashes into babies so that they can get a second roll at life, because they were kind of killed off prematurely by aliens. So, and with that, Terry actually locks Korvo in the bathroom until he's smart again. And sure enough, when the replicants come home from school after finding out that they're now going to be on the honor roll, they find out from Terry just exactly what happened. And in an ironic twist, Terry actually learns some responsibility, but not through the way Korvo was intending. So, yeah, both groups learn some responsibility. Yumyulack and Jesse learn that they need to come into school every day and not be late, and also maybe take responsibility for their actions and try to actually learn something at school. And Terry learns that he can't just laze about doing nothing. He does actually try and have to put in some work, because as it points out, Terry kind of gets mad at Korvo because Korvo constantly rides him to be less lazy. But in the ironic twist, Korvo actually wound up being right, and it was because Korvo was no longer around to do the smart stuff that Terry actually had to take responsibility. So, ironically, Terry created a situation for himself where he had to actually become smart. So, that's actually kind of funny. But in case, there is a C-plot to this episode, and it involves my favorite little C-plot, the wall. So Tim actually, in his group, Enrique and Sherry actually steal a map from one of the Duke's men and use it to raid one of his food vaults. And eventually they do get there, only to discover that there was never actually any food in that food vault, and that it was all planned set up by the Duke. And Enrique, who apparently blames Tim and Sherry for his son dying, even though, as he admits in the episode, he's not entirely sure why he sided with the Duke in the first place, because he knows the Duke pulled the trigger, but realizes that if he hadn't attended Tim on his little journey, he probably would still be alive. So it's clear that there's some mixed feelings there, and Enrique's not entirely sure why he turned on Tim, only that he did. At which point, the Duke actually reveals his secret weapon for actually dealing with people who disobey him in the wall, called the Boohoo Hole, which basically is a giant hole filled with spikes and pins and stuff like that, and then he kicks Sherry down it, and we never see her again for the rest of the episode. And Tim is carted away toward a prison cell, although the Duke remarks that the aliens are a worthy adversary to himself, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, since he doesn't. I don't think he has any intentions to actually get out of the wall, but he points out that they're actually worthy adversaries. So I don't know. Maybe he resents them and wants to actually get out of the wall and use his influence to take over everything. But they haven't really played any sort of role in the wall side plot at all, and other than supplanting new people in and giving them food. That's really the only role the aliens have played in this entire thing. So, yeah, that side plot is just a little goofy. That side thing is just a little goofy, because they're not really involved, but at the same time they are, since they're the reason the wall exists in the first place. I don't know. But in any case, yeah, that was this episode of Solar Opposites. Terry learns how to be more responsible. The replicants learn that responsibility is also important by coming into school every day when they didn't need to. So they quickly learn that they actually do need to learn a thing. And they do decide to have more respect for each other now. So that's a thing. But yeah, overall, that's just it. That's the end. That's how the episode ends. It's just Terry learns responsibility by making Korvo dumb and therefore having to learn responsibility because he made Korvo dumb. And Jesse and Yumyulack learn to respect one another a little more because initially they just kind of didn't like each other, but now they do. So, in any case, yeah, that was my review of Solar Opposites. What did you guys think? Let's get a discussion going in the comment section down below, or over on my Discord server, link in the description. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. And also, check out my Patreon if you want to help support the show. It's only a couple bucks a month. It really helps me out, and you guys get access to a bunch of cool perks that I'm always saying thanks, so be sure to check those out in the description below as well. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!